this was a yikes take times two, because this person we're about to hear from said it one time, then came back to clarify and said it again. Here is not Derek, but David Carr talking about Jalen Hurts.
I think the only way that they get there, to Imrov's point, is Jalen is 100% and he is that dynamic weapon in the run game, because that creates your offense on the outside and your one-on-ones. Clearly, Jalen isn't comfortable reading through a defense in a drop-back pass scenario. Some would say he's not even good at it. And I think that when you look at this team, you have to have a serious conversation if you're Philly. And you have to really say, is it better for us to play Marcus Mariota right now and let Jalen get fully healthy? Because I would argue that it does not matter if you're the number 1 seed. Because if the 49ers come into Philly again, they do not care. They do not care. If raining in Philly doesn't matter. But irrelevant. Like, if you're Nick Sirianni, this is the type of decision and conversation you have to have if you have a big picture mentality. And I think you can have that conversation, honestly, with Jalen. And if you set him down, that's all Jalen talks about, is the end result and getting to the Super Bowl and winning that thing. The best way we can do it, they didn't run the football at all with him. Twice? That's not it, man. That's not the winning edge. Put Marcus in there, win a couple games. Maybe you have the number 1 seed still. You might have it. I'd say he's probably better at playing quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. Right now. Right now, he would be more productive.
My ears are bleeding.
Bruh.
My ears are bleeding.
And I wish I could have just, like, taken a photo right there of all of them looking at him and what they were all thinking. Be honest, y'all can't say it. Y'all can't say what what you're all thinking when David Carr was spewing that nonsense. Like, what
Mike Robb had a thought
are you
bubble over his
saying?
head. Michael Robinson had a thought bubble and said, "Cut this fool, Mike." Seriously. I mean, look, is he talking about Derek Carr? He must be talking about his brother down in New Orleans. I mean, because this is a car whose oil light engine, check oil or check engine light has obviously come on, because there is something that is flashing that is not going up. Mike is so lazy, man. If he would have just said, hey, obviously he's hurting and, he needs some time off, give him a couple of weeks to just, rest up and be better so he's prepared and he's not nicked up going into the playoffs, because we know Philadelphia's going to be a great playoff team, I could have been with him. But when he said something about not being able to read defenses and he's not comfortable reading defenses, that's that negative, stereotypical trope when it comes to identifying and talking about a black quarterback. He's great athletically. He can run around all he wants to, because that's what we want to see. Lamar Jackson, he's got a great arm. He's a great arm. But when the black quarterback has to think, no, he's not even good at it. So that is the trigger warning for a lot of us out there, and I think a lot of them as well, because you're talking about replacing a guy who just a couple of weeks ago we was talking about being possibly the MVP of the league.
Right, Mike. There it is. That's the point. If they had won this game, and not done to San Francisco what San Francisco did to them, I'm not going down that road. But let's say they win this game in a typical Eagles way, trailing at halftime, come back, win it 30-27, and Jalen Hurts just like rushes for the winning touchdown, or just tosses the short touchdown and the game is over. It would be so, we're not even having the conversation. They lose a game. Jalen Hurts has been balling out all year. They lose a game, and all this kind of bubbles up to the surface. And what's so confusing to me, Mike, is that this is a take that you would have, okay, somebody on our side, this is a media thing again, somebody with our media profile, hey, been in the business for a while, never played the game. So we say things that sound kind of off in a locker room context. It's because we haven't been in a professional locker room as a player. He sounds like he didn't play football. He sounds like he ain't got a brother who plays football. He sounds like he doesn't understand the dynamics of a locker room. There's no way in the world, no matter, let's say Jalen Hurts is struggling, which he's not, but let's say he's struggling. He's the leader of that team. You can go to your team leader and say, man, we going to Marcus Mariota. That's like, what?
I wish Nick Sirianni would. I wish Nick Sirianni would. And you're right, Mike. He played quarterback in the league. His brother plays quarterback in the league. He knows what his brother just went through in Las Vegas and kind of what he's going through in New Orleans right now. So he should not even be so insensitive to think about Jalen Hurts, once again, who just the week prior scored the game-winning touchdown and walked off the field like, damn, do I have to answer any more questions? And you're talking about him because he lost against a great football team that can win anywhere with a tremendous defense and a great offense. That's not a bad loss, man. They're still 10-2. They're still going to go to the playoffs this year. And to say replace him, Mike, now, and I don't want to drag Marcus Mariota under the Suggs. I don't want him to be collateral damage either, but he brought him into it.
Right,
Last time we saw Marcus Mariota, you remember he got benched and left the team in Atlanta. You remember that?
I do.
So that's kind of the irony there. Is like, hey, you're not playing well right now. I'm going to bench you for a guy who actually kind of sort of quit on his team last year because he got benched. I think he's a better option. Come on, man, do better. Act better.
It's really a case study of how many crazy things can you say in like a 3-minute span, because not only did he say Jalen Hurts should be benched, that Marcus Mariota is better at playing quarterback, that Jalen Hurts cannot read defenses. He mentioned, just kind of on the slide, this is like a really terrible take that's not getting a lot of attention. He said that Marcus Mariota, that you can run him 25 times. 25, give him 25 carries.
Man,
DeAndre Swift is like, now you coming for my neck?
Maybe just run the football a little bit more. Maybe give DeAndre Swift a couple of more carries. That's all. I mean, if you want to talk to somebody, talk to Nick Sirianni and say, hey, maybe a little bit more balance, because DeAndre Swift is kind of serviceable. He's really good. He had a great start of the season. I don't see him that often now. I know A.J. Brown's phenomenal, and I know Devontae Smith is phenomenal, but maybe you should run the football and give a little bit more balance to the running back and not the quarterback.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.